here with another video, NitroBlivion. OMG, that was a incredibly amazing episode of Monday Night Raw that we just witnessed. The Netflix anniversary special, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw to kick off the brand new year, a Stranger Things special collab. And oh my, when I say Stranger Things collaboration, the WWE and Netflix, they went all out with this collaboration. Not gonna lie, I was just expecting a couple promos in the barricade, doing a couple matches, and that's about it. No, they made an entire set, basically. They had, starting off, just like, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, they came out of the Squawk band, and they had the little band from the Squawk station, up on the stage. They also had a modified Surfer Boy pizza, van cart on the stage as well. In the background of the stage, foreground, in the background of the stage, you had gates surrounding the Titantrons in the barricade, and on the gates you had this black upside down tentacle like plastic foam around the cage, and that was basically not just around the cage, but that was around the entire arena. That was supposed to represent the upside down coming into the arena and taking over Barclays Center. But yeah, they've done the entire stage and show completely up for Stranger Things. They went above and beyond for this collaboration. Also in the back of the show, the gorilla petition was done up, kind of like the 80s, kind of. Also, it was, it had like the Squawk sign in Gorilla, and there was like a little Squawk podcast booth that was taken over by David Gordon. That was in the background alley where they do interviews and stuff. And then like somewhere along there was like a giant Stranger Things season 5 sign, and just everything was done up very nicely to incorporate the vibes of the Upside Down and the Stranger Things universe for an episode of Monday Night Raw. Right after, they kicked it off with Stranger Things, jam-packed episode of the new year kicks off with the Women's Tag Team match starring Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY taking on the champions of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, in an excellent spectacle of a tag team match that we witnessed. It was incredible from start to finish. Both teams showed a real presence in the ring and also the outside ring, with the team of Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY ending up picking up the W and taking home the belts on the brand new episode of Monday Night Raw to start off and kick off the new year. We have brand new Women's Tag Team Champions. That's always sad to see, brand new champions. We love it. Obviously, what we witnessed on Friday Night SmackDown, they promised Charlotte and Alexa Bliss a shot at the titles once they won the titles. So now we're going to probably have Rio and IYO. Rio versus Char Blixa or whatever. Char Blixa. I don't know what their team name is. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Hopefully that happens on a PLE. That sounds like a PLE match to me. Probably maybe the Royal Rumble if those participants are not in the Rumble itself. But yeah, afterwards we had more backstage segments and shenanigans that culminated with the next segment of Gunther walking out to the ring with just a trench coat on and a nice shredder for Gunther. Gunther looked very dapper in shredders, man. May I just say. But yeah, he also walks out with a favorite shirt with black and white photo of John Cena tapping out, saying, I made him tap out like a you-know-what. In my opinion, that was it's a very comedic shirt. I don't know. It's very comedic, in my opinion. He walks basically around the entire arena parading the shirt. phoning it in front of people's faces. He eventually gives it out to the audience, and then that sets up AJ Styles to come out. And then AJ Styles and Gunther has a little promo segment, one-off. AJ slaps Gunther in the face. Gunther doesn't really do anything about it. AJ backs out, and then eventually they meet up backstage with Adam Pearce. And the next week we find out we're gonna have a one-on-one match between AJ Styles and Gunther. Do I see Gunther winning? Probably. Does it kind of suck that AJ Styles and Gunther's not happening on PLE? Most definitely. Do I see them, course correcting and putting this match on PLE? Maybe next week is a disqualification or something? Yeah, most definitely. I could definitely see a disqualification or some person gets, involved with interference, and then that sets up another one-on-one, a proper one-on-one on PLE for both Gunther and AJ Styles, because I feel like the star power of both Gunther and AJ Styles, surpasses just a regular episode of Monday Night Raw. But hey, I'm not the writer, I'm just an idiot on the internet. Moving on, we had yet again more backstage shenanigans. We gotta love these backstage shenanigans. But the match that happened afterwards was a banger. Not really a banger. It was hit or miss. If I do believe the match happened afterward, it was for the Women's Intercontinental Championship between Kill Bill Becky Lynch and the champion Maxxine Dupri. I'd say this was not the greatest match because it was slow paced and methodical. I guess that was what they were going for, like a methodical type of match. But in my opinion, it didn't hit me. The match didn't hit the mark. It kind of just missed the marks altogether, in my opinion. But that's just for me. At some points in the match, you can tell that they were telling each other what to do and whatnot. It was that slow pace of a match. It kind of slogged on. The outcome of the match, we have a brand new Intercontinental champion. Becky Lynch picks up the victory with slimy, sleazy pin over Maxxine Dupri. Maxxine Dupri literally looked like she was going to tap out Becky, but then Becky hits her with the roll up, and that roll up caused Becky Lynch to win the Intercontinental Championship, which is going to be Becky Lynch's it's going to be her second reign. In my opinion, I hope it's a short one. Anything I can see Becky Lynch holding the title towards, WrestleMania. And then at Mania, she faces AJ Lee for the belt, or I don't know, maybe Elimination Chamber, you have AJ Lee, Becky Lynch retains, or maybe something happens, shenanigans happens, AJ Lee wins. But then at Mania, you have a triple threat for the belt with AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, and Maxxine Dupri, where maybe Maxxine Dupri picks up the W over AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, or maybe AJ Lee picks up the W over Maxxine and Becky Lynch. Who knows? But I definitely do see something intriguing happening out of this second reign. At least I hope so. Her first reign was okay, but she was basically battling the online audience, and let's be frank, the online wrestling fandom is quite toxic. Moving on. But yeah, moving on. We have a brand new Intercontinental champion. That's all. Sponsored by Nitro Eats. What I mean by Nitro Eats, back to food, but Nitro Eats is a lot more fun than the factory. That is saying goodbye to the kitchen. Who wants a cookie for your I don't, and that's why I use factory. You should too. Factories, food-prep meals that are made easily by their own chefs from their own kitchen. And now you too can eat Factor by using our promo code that I will supply on screen now, and also in the description down below. Factor Foods. So also with the promo code of Factor Foods, you get 50% off your first order, and also a free year's supply of breakfast completely for free. So it's a link in the description, and use the promo code on the screen now. Factor Free, Factor Foods. Yeah, that's always nice. But we had more shenanigans, more showing off the Stranger Things set. They had an ad break promo segment with the Usos. The Usos came out with the championships. They celebrated with the crowd. They ran it back. They yeeted. They did all that good jazz. They basically pumped up the crowd. They hyped up the crowd. Jay and Jimmy, they both get on the mics. It was mostly Jay talking, and Jay was like, "Hey, we're the Usos. We're the best tag team champions in the world. If you want to prove that to us, you know where to find us. Monday Night Hey, you know, hey, yeah, man, we're the champions, and you know where to find us. Until then, we're gonna be yeeting out." And then they run it back again. They need more yeets, and then they just kind of left. So that was basically the promo segment. It's kind of odd that they give the Uso promo segment doing the Americanized advertised rates. I say that because if you are watching anywhere not America, or if you use a VPN, you don't get ad breaks, you get the full experience. Usually those segments are like for the New Day. New Day usually comes out and be like, "Alright, we're the New Day, we're the best tag team in the world, man. Yeah, praise God to us. We're the New Day. Woo! New Day, New Year." But yeah, no, there was no New Day at all this entire episode, which in my opinion is kind of surprising, kind of stunning to me. But hey, you know, whatever. But yeah, then Usos left. More shit happened. Then we had a brief one-on-one match with Liv Morgan and Lyra Valkyria, which I mostly missed. I was doing stuff in the background. I think it was good, but yeah, we had a one-on-one match with Liv Morgan and Lyra Valkyria. It was a fine match. It was basically Liv coming back match and establishing her placement on the roster and be like, "Hey, I'm Liv Morgan, I'm back, I mean business." And that's basically the match. Bayley did come out and get involved. And then the rest of the Judgment Day got involved. Shenanigans did happen. Shenanigans were. There was no disqualification. Liv Morgan picks up victory over Lyra Valkyria. After that match, we had more Stranger Things advertisements and showcase and yada yada. More promos leading toward the very final match, because the next match up next is the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Pepsi Field Works versus the badass up-and-coming mainline future main star of the company, Bron Breakker, the Steiners, the son of Steiners. This match was incredible from start to finish. We had badass Bron Breakker, heavy on the offensive. But when I say Bron Breakker was heavy on the offensive, that doesn't mean CM Punk wasn't also heavy on the offensive on the offense, because he was. They went for good, I would say like 20-25 minutes in a all-time banger of a match, in my opinion. You did have the rest of the division get involved with the Paul and Austin Theory. They didn't really do much. They kind of just stirred on the outside of the ring and cheered on Bron Breakker. At a couple points in the match, Paul Heyman got involved. Didn't really do much. Though at one point, CM Punk scared Paul Heyman shitless, and Paul Heyman fell. He kicked Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman fell backwards and then ran around the ring. And then CM Punk does a dive to the outside of the ring because Bron Breakker was already out there. It was a really incredible segment. Let alone incredible, but it was also comedic and funny to see Paul Heyman, the fat penguin, run around the ring. And I always love seeing Paul Heyman run. It's always a good time. But then you have Bron Breakker putting CM Punk on the announcement table, and then, CM Punk goes through the announcement table at the hands of Bron Breakker. You think it was over right there. You think after Bron Breakker put CM Punk to the announcement table and Bron Breakker is struggling because Bron also goes to the announcement table because he, jumps off the top rope, but Bron is struggling to drag CM Punk back in the ring because one, Bron is kind of hurt and injured, but also at the same time, CM Punk's dead body weight. 45-year-old man, 48-year-old man, whatever. Too many Pepsi. What can I tell you? Too many Pepsi. But yeah, CM Punk's dead weight is not making it for Bron Breakker, so Bron struggles putting Punk back in the ring. He eventually gets Punk there, but that gives Punk enough leeway to make a comeback once he gets back in the ring. Bron thinks he has Punk good enough for a finisher. Punk reverses, and then Punk eventually hits the GTS. Bron kicks out. They have multiple times where they reverse, hits each other with multiple finishers and then signature moves. At one point you see, at one point in the match, after Bron hitting Punk with a signature, I think, and Punk refuses to tap out to Bron, you have Punk, just dead in a dead trance in the middle of the ring like a zombie standing up. Bron has a perfect forward spear. Bron goes for the spear. Punk moves out of the way. Bron spears the ring post, the metal ring post. Punk then pulls the GTS onto Bron Breakker, hits him with it, and then pins him. 1, 2, and then at the very last millisecond before a 3 count, Bron kicks out. And not just me, but the entire audience watching at home and also in the audience is there were completely on shock. Like, holy cow. Did he just do that? Did he just kick out? Yes, he did. But that was incredible, and that was very impressive for Bron Breakker to be able to kick out at the millisecond of the 3 count after hitting not just GTS, but also hitting a metal ring post with a spear. And that's brutal. But after that, Bron does eventually hit a spear on Punk. Punk kicks out, more submissive moves, more GTS. At one point, does CM Punk tips his hat off to the greatest of all time, John Cena, and shows respect to John Cena by giving Bron Breakker a well-deserved STFU. That doesn't help. Bron Breakker just walks rope, but then more shenanigans happen, and then eventually Punk hits Bron with another GTS after a fell spear, and then 1, 2, 3 is still your world heavyweight champion in a 25, almost 30-minute long escalade of a brutal match. Like, these two wrestlers, these two superstars, they went to war. They went to war with each other. Bron, in my opinion, was the favorite of winning, and in my opinion, I was expecting Bron to win. But yeah, Bron, everyone was expecting Bron Breakker to beat CM Punk. But the outcome, we have CM Punk beating Bron and retaining his World Heavyweight Championship on the anniversary episode of Raw. In my opinion, if you ask me, it kind of just all makes sense, because prior to that, prior to the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship match, the other 2 championship matches that we had, the women's tag team match, and also the women's IC title match, we both saw new champions in those matches. So it only logically made sense if we saw new champions in the women matches, and eventually one of the 3 championship matches, someone's gonna retain their title, and it was CM Punk retaining. And congratulations to CM Punk, well deserved. He did an excellent, incredible job in this match, and well deserved this to everyone that put on a banger of a show and a banger of an anniversary show of Monday Night Raw. I had an incredible fun time viewing this at home, and I can't wait for more. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all those jazzy fun stuff. I hope we are in for a good, pleasant ride to the Royal Rumble, because come Royal Rumble, I am locked, loaded, I'm locked in. I'll see ya.